How you doing? Nobody wants to hear some guy living in Dubai talking about movie reviews. You want to hear a guy in Dubai talking about Dubai reviews. I'd love to. Just way too hot outside. Way too hot outside. Way too hot outside. I get some other type of reviews going on soon, but man. So how you doing? So as you can see from the title of this video today, is that I'm reviewing this movie called Synchronic. It's kind of linked to the movie I watched yesterday, Antebellum, and I'll get to that point in a minute. As for now, I'll explain. The movie Synchronic. It was a good movie. I recommend it. I recommend it. Good movie. Good reviews apparently. No bad reviews. I mean, other than tiresome time travelers going nowhere. All right. But this it deserves a 3. It deserves a 3, and I'll tell you why. Because this right now is gonna go into the spoilers. So basically the story is about two guys, paramedics, good friends. They're going around a city in New Orleans, and there's an epidemic. A drug epidemic. So our guy, what's his name? Anthony, who plays Steve, go finds out where the drugs are, buys all of them with his own money to prevent anybody else from buying the drugs. Because you're a paramedic, you want to save people. Anyways. The thing is, he finds out he's got cancer. So, he does any normal person who finds out they have cancer. They'll try their best at first to trying to find the best solution to survive. Or, you live your life. During this, he ends up basically taking the pill. And unknowingly, you're taking the pill, it sends you into the past. It doesn't put you into the future, it puts you into the past. Now, as any other film that revolves about going back in time, usually for a certain type of people, it's not a good thing. I'd specifically for, say, Black American people. As a matter of fact, the directors of this movie made a comment about that.
And then beyond that was the idea of, like we all love Back to the Future. Back to the Future is an amazing film. It can't be in a room without getting drawn into it. But there's something about that movie where it's kind of like the myth of the past. Like the past is this great romanticized time. When we were thinking no, the past is probably like a monster of a movie. It could be the antagonist of a movie. And especially if the main character isn't a white heterosexual male, the past is horrible. Yeah.
Right. That was the other question I was going to ask, was when kind of race entered into it and what your conversations with Anthony were about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make a movie about an African American man going into the past and pretend that everything would be fine. Yeah. And we also didn't want to make a movie that was exclusively about that because it's not our story. And so we wanted to make sure that we equally represented that kind of a thing, but also in the fact that it's bad for everybody for many different reasons. I mean, you see the caveman, and that's just, it looks like the world's worst existence all the time. And as awful as the world is, and as much as we need to fix it, it still was terrible when there was basically no conception of healthcare. You know.
It was going. They're like, yeah, it's going up. Yeah, good. Oh, really? Yeah. And then he was like, wait, what did he say? What? Hold up. And he swished it quick. He's like, oh yeah, and like the caveman. For those who haven't watched the movie, let me see if I can do this one. Caveman images. Nope. Of course, because it's not in trailer. So what happens is that in the middle of the movie, our guy Anthony goes back into Ice Age, right? Freezing his butt off. And into the clip. Then we're back. You see, he met this caveman and ended up making his campfire. But here's the thing, like every time you take the drug, if I'm standing here, I go to a certain time and pass it. If I stand right here, another time in the past. Right here, another time in the past. So every single place you go, when you take it, it's always a different time in the past that you're going to. Caveman really did he just walk up and talk about caveman and say and then sit and stand there and smile about it? See, this is the fucked up part, because I didn't think about it until now, because when I get to the ending, you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. So Anthony's this guy, his friend, Jamie, Dennis guy, right? His friend, his daughter ends up getting kidnapped, which was the other girl you saw on the stage. And not kidnapped, but she disappears. Anthony, who plays Steve in the movie, the Good Samaritan that he is, decides, I'm getting cancer, so it doesn't matter. I'll go back in time, look for her, and rescue her. While trying to explain to your friend that you take a pill to go back in time. How many friends do you have? If you call them up right now and you told them that you have a pill that you take to go back in time, that they will believe you. If you don't got one friend like that, if you don't have one friend that don't believe you, say, yo, come over quick. I got a pill that can take you back in time. 100. If they don't come over, dead them. You don't need to be in life. Negative. Moving on. So there was in the movie there was this rock, and that this guy's daughter used to visit all the time. So Anthony just puts this together. He's like, yeah, she probably took the pill there, and she went to pass then. At this point, Anthony had Mr. Anthony Mackie, Steve, whatever, had 2 pills left. One for himself to go back in time. At the point when his friend saw him go back in time, he was just like pretty chill about it, which is kind of weird. But anyways, he goes back in time, finds this girl, saves her, gives her the pill. She's like, what about you? Well, apparently, if you go back in time, you have a certain amount of time to go back to the spot that you came from within a certain amount of time, like within 7 hours, I think it was, before you're stuck in the past. Time's ticking. They're in a war zone, by the way. Bombs going, fires everywhere. there's a certain thing that happens that allows them to go ahead and start running for this rock. And they get to the rock, but because it's in the past, slave owner walks up, points his gun up Anthony and says some strange foreign thing or whatever. Anthony, see now, this is the part that pisses me off. You know that if you stand in a place, he had 30 seconds on his clock. If he stood by the rock, you just Star Trek vanish back to the present. But the slave owner had this big old gun. He was like, come. Anthony Mackie decides he's gonna walk away from the rock, try and save this girl. Like, gee, if you just said, yeah, let's talk about this, and you put your hands up and you're like, got your eye on the watch, man. You got your eye on the watch. Yeah. No. But these writers, nah. See, this is what made me. I used to see, as you just saw, turn this from a 4-star to a 3-star film. This is why. Boom. Time's up. His stopwatch goes off. The 19010 slave owner or whatever wasn't phased that his arm was fucking beeping, right? Nah. But Anthony sees this little mine on the floor for this guy, the slave owner, to come walk over and step on it to blow him up, thinking that he's gonna have enough time to go turn around, go back to the rock, and go back to the present, right? Fucking writers. So instead of doing the smart thing by standing by the rock, who the fuck are these writers, by the way? Hold on, who wrote this fucking movie? They said it was written in 2015. Who am I gonna yell at today? Who the fuck am I gonna yell at today? Justin Benson. Fuck you, Justin Benson. Fuck you. Yeah, of course you're fucking white. Anyways. Anthony gets stuck back in the past. Go fucking figure, right? Yeah. They always say the black guy gotta die in the fucking film, right? No, yeah. Leave him back in the fucking racist colonial fucking slave owner fucking times. But this is gonna just in the ending. Let's just end it with a little heartwarming. My ghost is still here. Let's shake hands, saying like, yes, thank you for saving my daughter. Good luck being a slave back in the past time. What kind of fucking shit is that? Ah.